Hello? Oh my god. Hello. Hello everybody. Welcome back to another CreamCatCorner stream. Um, I'm sorry. Yesterday I forgot that I have a new stream schedule. And also, to be honest, I have been quite busy lately, and even now I just finished my work. It's 2 a.m. to 20 a.m. in the morning to be exact, where I am, and I just finished my work. So, uh, yeah, things have been busy for me, and uh, I don't know, man. Things have been quite hectic for me, and even today, things did not go my way, to be exact. There's a lot of things that needs um to be checked first and foremost, and also to be reevaluate whether or not the things that I am doing is up to standard or not. So yeah, that's the thing on my end. So things might be quite busy for me this couple of weeks. The irony of things, huh? Okay, yeah, I'm trying my best here, but I might shoot. Yeah, I might miss out some stream. I try my best to stream regularly, but sometimes life gets in the way. Like yesterday, I forgot that I have a stream and I continue on working and working until it is far too late for me to start a stream. And yeah, I decided to it's better for me to tell you guys firsthand what happened instead of rather than tweeting it or posting a community post. Yeah, things have been busy, but I hope things gets much more manageable sooner. I hope. But anyway, we're back again with Kingdom to Crown, and the last time we unlock Griffin. Let's just go into the game. We unlocked the Griffin, and we also unlocked the dog. Have we unlocked the ninjas? I already forgot. Sorry, not ninja. I think it is ninjas. Have I? Eh, no. Pick that up. Come on. Shh. That coin is not for you, sir. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the coin. Oop. Okay. I need to think of a better way. Let's see. This is okay. We need to unlock the archer statue buff. There's that. Okay, okay, before the day is over, let's give the most of our coins to the bank. Okay, that's enough for me right now. I already forgot which side is the place. that has the dock docking site. Oh shoot. Uh I already forgot the dog's name. I remember I Kayako? Yeah, I think it's Kayako. We are naming our dog Japanese name. Okay. Kayako, stay inside, okay? Nice. Okay, let's see. I need to get some gemstone back in order for me to unlock the archer statue. Archer's altar? I'm not even sure. What the hell? Interesting. Okay, first and foremost, let's evaluate the situation here. Uh, I already forgot, to be honest. We have this camp. Oh, there it is. How many coins? How many gemstone? 3. Okay, we can do this, right? So we need 3 gemstone. Should be easy enough. It is quite close and very early in the morning, so we don't have to worry about griddling. Griddling. 1, 2, 3. It is almost half day, which means I need to turn back as soon as possible. Oh shoot! Okay, okay. Uh, Emergency chest, activate. Thank you. Thank goodness for that emergency chest. Otherwise, I am screwed. How? Well, when you have no coins whatsoever in your purse, coin back. If you got attacked by those little purple enemy, you will lose your crown, and when you lose your crown, it is essentially game over. Come on, Kayako. Okay, it is night time. Nice. Okay, so we have 2 samurais on this side, which is good. Hmm. I forgot. Which island is this? It's the first island. Okay. Interesting. We have a lot of days that we need to do before we can proceed with any sort of progress. Dang, okay, you guys have a lot of coin. Too much is in fact. Interesting, interesting. Yo, okay. Oh, I see. So they are not exactly hiding in trees, they are specifically hiding in bamboo groves. Grove. Okay, okay, I see how it is. Let's give our excess earning to the banker. Okay, since it is early in the morning, I think let's expand. How about it? Expand here. Then destroy this tree. Yeah, that should be enough. By the way, how is everyone weeks so far? I know my week has been so far has been quite lackluster. Uh, but yeah, things could have been better actually for me, but it didn't, and I still have to basically clean up my mess. Dang. When I think about it, I have a lot of work after this, and I haven't slept too. Interesting enough, man. Oh man, oh man. Nice. Okay, so this is the catapult shop. Ooh, why are you so in the front? Oh, okay, interesting, interesting. Okay, okay. What? Oh, okay. I thought they were gonna push the catapult to the other side. Ah, interesting. I think that's all. Interesting, interesting. Okay, first and foremost, let's build the ship. Nice. Still nighttime, but very, very early in the morning, so not that worried. I'm just gonna finish building this boat before I explore the rest of the island. interesting enough, I should be on the lookout for how is the day progressing without, because without looking, cannot see the day progression. We are like almost noon. Should be fine. I'm guessing this is the easy part of the difficulty. Okay, that's nice. Okay, you guys can go. I also need to go. I don't trust myself going that deep into the forest just yet. Interesting enough that after the left side has been expanded, there's no what is it called again, huh? There's no extra building in the old dojo site. In this place, for example. Interesting, interesting. Okay. So it's already nighttime. Should be careful around here. Shh. Okay, let's hire some more archers. More archers is always a good thing. So yeah, the right side is really not producing any income whatsoever. Speaking of income, I should extract. Okay, that should be enough. Hello, Vigor. Hello, hello. How are you? There's this ballista pyramid. I don't want to unlock that yet. There's a treasure chest. You're good? You had a good time on the Dragon Ball League Legend game. Oh, okay. I remember that. You had a good time? I'm so glad you are enjoying that game. Did you unlock a higher rarity character? Okay, let's see. So the giant portal that is on the right side is something that I cannot destroy. I hope. I just presume. So my main focus should be to the right. Sorry, to the left. Hey. You did a summon where you get 5 characters 5 times and you got the ultra character. Ooh. Ultra characters are OP. I know I'm not very familiar with Dragon Ball's character, but do let me know what character did you unlock? Okay, so the next coming day, I am gonna send my knights out into. Hmm, is it tomorrow? No, I should do this actually. Okay, unlock this guy. Okay, that guy should take this final bow, and then the next person that I unlock will take the I want to say samurai outfit. And imagine the characters had 0.03% chance each time you do the summon, and you got him by doing the summon like 5 times. You have some luck there, Vigor. There is some low chance there. But I'm glad you get some ultra characters on your side. Lucky you then. Oof. Okay, I'm not gonna send in my knights just yet. I'm gonna do some reconnaissance and just see what kind of things we are dealing with. I already forgot. I'm guessing there's only the N portal left. So the ultra character you got was Super Saiyan God Rose Goku Black. Ooh, I think I knew that one. Oh shoot, okay. I think I knew, yeah, I think I knew about that one. I I thought the Dragon Balls community just like to reskin the character, but turns out it does exist, huh? Interesting, interesting. Like I said, I'm not very familiar with the Dragon Balls Z uh, universe, so there are some stuff that I don't know much about. But I knew some people that I interact with really like Dragon Ball Z. Is it Dragon Ball Z? I'm not even sure. Goku Black is basically a character called Zamasu who took over Goku's body and power. Ooh. Are they much more stronger? Or do they have any sort of um, drawbacks? I'm not sure if that's the right term for it. He is 2 times stronger than Goku with no drawbacks. Ooh, interesting. Oh wait, is it a dark... Sorry, Blood Moon Knight? Yeah, do tell me about the character that makes it OP. you told me that the most sparking and ultra characters have an ultra attack as their special ability. Yes, I do remember that. Okay. We have. Wait, what? I thought we have three samurai on this side. Oh god. Okay, I might be misremembering stuff. Again, my brain is not running on 100% capacity right now. Interesting. Ultra Goku Black has a punch icon that loads every time you do an attack, and once it's fully loaded, you can do his ultra attack without activating his special ability. Ooh! Basically, he can do his ultra attack over and over and over again. Oh my god. That's really, really OP. And to think that you finally unlock that one, huh? So you must be cruising along in the game, huh? And he does a whole ton of damage even against his weakness. Nice. Oh my god. They already come out this early? Interesting. Whoops. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, let's build this. I still don't know what is the function of the lighthouse, but better than nothing. Let's just unlock it. Hey, okay. Uh, hmm. Okay, okay. Progress. Progress is progress. I'm not that worried. His ultra attack is so awesome. So Ultra Goku Black, instead of having a sword, he has a giant scythe, and his ultra attack is that he charges at the enemy, hits him, and then opens a huge rift that summons tons of Goku Black copies that punches the enemy, and then your Goku Black slices the enemy with his scythe. Ooh, like Thanatos. Is he let me ask this. Is lore wise Goku Black uh like you said, he is a fusion between Zamasu and Goku? right? Lore-wise, are they um I don't know, someone that are dealing death to other Saiyan, or am I just making that assumption? Not a fusion. Okay, sorry. Uh, took over Goku's body. Okay. Yeah, do explain a little bit of the lore to me. Interesting. Have enough we don't have enough archers. Okay, interesting. Okay. Huh. Okay, let me just get some money from the bank, and then go we go on forward to the next island. Give me money. Thank you. Okay, now we can proceed on. Interesting. So we don't have anything else. Oh shoot. Okay. So we only have the large portal left, and then the Ballista Hermit. Okay, let's get the stable hermit. Stable hermit? Yeah, let's go with that first. Okay, let me just read this for a moment. So there is a character called Zamasu who wanted to kill humans. So since they do bad stuff, by bad stuff, we mean even punch someone by accident. Okay, that's really trivial. And since he wasn't strong enough in the future, he went to some huge Dragon Balls that would grant him a wish, and his wish was to take over the body and steal the powers from the strongest person on Earth, which is Goku. And then he becomes so much stronger than that he started killing every single person. And Trunks with an other character called May try hide the remaining people and take care of them. Interesting. So he is at the start weak enough to punish people. And then since he got the wish from the Dragon Ball, he took over Goku's body. Interesting. Yeah, punish in air quotes. Okay. I see. But it's kind of messed up, huh? That's a weird sense of justice. It's really messed up. Then again, I'm not sure at how the story progression goes in Dragon Ball's series. So I don't know. Maybe that's the norm. Goku Black even killed Goku's wife right in front of him. Oh no. Wait, Goku's wife is Bulma? Is that right? Or am I remembering Vegeta's wife? Oh gosh, I'm not even sure about that. Okay, so I mixed them up. Okay. Bulma is Vegeta's wife. Oh, okay. Other than that, I don't remember much. Chi. Ah, okay. Now, okay. I remember. I remember now. So, did Goku ever snap back to his previous self? To his original self, to be exact? Or did Zamasu take permanent residence in his body? Oh my god, what happened to you, sir? Oh, you have something? Okay. Yeah, shoot. Okay, so we have two. Sorry, not two. Yeah, it is two. Two samurai. I don't even remember what happened on this island. It's all a blur. Man, it's already only 40 minutes, huh? Interesting. No, no, no. Ayako, let's get back inside. Okay. Uh, I do want to find the stable hermit. But first thing first, I have to find the hut first. Then I can find out what happened. Okay, this is the stone quarry. We've already unlocked it. Is it this side or the other side? Dang, I already forgot. So Goku went into the future, so his friend and with his friend and they see Goku Black. The Goku fights a stronger version of himself and Zamasu from the present helps Goku Black. Okay, Goku Black is Zamasu from the future, okay. And at one point during the fight, Zamasu and Goku Black fused together to create an ultimate god fusion Zamasu, who was extremely powerful, and even after Goku and his friend using their full power fusion, Zamasu, instead of dying, he just kinda deformed. Okay, okay, so they did not. Oh shoot. Okay. They did not get destroyed. So they just go their separate ways. Okay. Okay. Goku plus some others put their full power and Zamasu fusion didn't die. This says something. Yeah, apparently strong enough that they only just went their separate ways. Interesting, interesting. So did wait. Uh am I okay? So you said that after Goku and his friend fight the fusion Zamasu, right? Uh did okay, how they only separated the present Zamasu from the Goku Black Goku. Oh gosh. Uh, Goku Black. So they only separated the two, right? The Goku Black is still Goku Black. Is it? You can show me pictures of Zamasu, Goku Black, and Zamasu Fusion, and deform Zamasu Fusion. Ooh, do let me know. Yeah, yes, please. But I think I already know which one is Goku Black. They didn't even separate them. Zamasu and Goku Black still were fused. They just deformed, like kinda different. Okay, okay. Interesting. So the left side should have the so this is the stag. I'm looking for the hermit hermit hut, which I did not. Okay, there it is. So I would need one. Okay, let's go. That is Zamasu's picture. Okay. Let me get somewhere safe first. That's Goku Black. Okay. Okay, we should be safe in the castle wall. So let me see the link provided by Vigor here. Ah, so that is Zamasu. Okay. This is Goku Black. Yep, okay. I remember this. My friend not my friend, mutual on my private Twitter keep posting that guy, that picture, Goku Black, Fusion Zamasu. Oh, okay. I've never seen this guy before. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. Deform Fusion Zamasu. Okay. Oh. Oh. They he is really deformed, huh? Okay, okay. So I'm guessing the deformed Fusion Zamasu is not as in control of his power compared to the normal fusion one. At least that's my guess. Dang, that's a lot of samurais. Hello, Santa. Hello, hello. Welcome back. He's really controlling his power still. Oh, interesting, Vigor. Interesting. So you would think that after him being deformed, he might lose some sort of control over his power. Why is the alert so delayed? Hello? Okay, interesting enough. How's your week so far, Santa? Any new escapade from your new neighborhood and house? Okay, so I don't want. Oh no. Kayako, let's get back inside. We do not want to have any incident. Oh gosh. The way the dog is howling is really scary for me. It's nighttime. Interesting. You good? You've integrated yourself into the local karaoke scene. Nice, nice. I'm glad you are making yourself comfortable in your local karaoke place. There is also one more form of Zamasu. Ooh. And which form is that? It's bigger. So Blood Moon is always a very scary time in the Kingdom game. Next weekend, You'll invite some friends over and try the sauna for the first time. Oh my god, yes. I love saunas. But saunas in my country is not as easily accessible. In order for you to experience sauna, you either have to use the cheapo plasticky one, and the other one you have to go to basically high-end spas. Okay, do I dare send my knights? Uh, and what? Fuck it. Let's go. Nice. Hello? How many samurais do we have? We have one, two, three, four. Okay, we have four. Okay, okay. I am running out of coins fast. I need coin. Okay, okay, okay. I'm scared. Give me some coin. Sir? Sir? Hello? I am in need of coin. Dang. You're not giving me any coins, huh? Interesting. Okay. Uh, the form is called Infinite Zamasu, where they finally defeat Fusion Zamasu instead of dying. Zamasu just gets to this form and he basically becomes the whole planet Earth and could corrupt and destroy everything, as he almost killed everyone in seconds, throwing giant lasers towards them. Not even Beerus, who is a god of destruction, can win this form of Zamasu. Also, Santa, but you have them? That's cool. Wouldn't have guessed. The sauna one, yeah. We have the plasticky one is the um it's basically a steamer, funny enough. A steamer that is attached to a plasticky tent where they put your basically your body is encased in this plasticky tent, and steam just envelop the whole plastic tent. I mean, it doesn't. It sucks. Sometimes it leaks. The steam leaks. Oh my god. Am I doing something bad here? I feel like I'm doing something bad here. Can the portal be destroyed? Oh, okay. Okay. Enough. Oh my god. This little geisha lady. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oba-san? Oba-san daijoubu desu ka? Oh my god. Granny, you're so cute. Okay, I need somewhere. Is this place okay? Okay, let's do this. I love the grandma. Yeah, you are pointing to the right. Okay. Stand here. A wise ruler stacks their coffer. Huh? Okay, let me just get some. Am I doing okay? Okay, while we wait, let's see the picture. Oh my god, it's just an orb. Infinite Zamasu is just an orb, huh? Okay. So what's the point of it's Earth? That's Earth? Okay, that's funny. Why would he do that? I don't know. I mean, if he destroyed every single human being on Earth, what's what's left? Did he kill animals? Man, this Zamasu guy is yeah. I can see why in the Dragon Ball legend he holds a scythe. That's the point. He only wants immortals to exist. Interesting. Oh yeah, that's interesting because punishes he punishes people, mortals, right? Because of such okay, such trivial matters. But I don't know. He he kills other people, and that's fine. Talk about double standards, huh? Damasu. I guess you could say that is kind of like commentary, a social commentary on how society works. Some people just don't care what the people that is different than them are doing. Yes, we have the stable. Yes. Okay, now I can unlock the stag. Okay, wait for a moment. Lady, I know you are pointing to the right. Just I just want to unlock this. Woo! The stag. Okay, we are at least doing some sort of progress. I can't believe it took us this long, huh? Okay. I don't get it. What's the point of that ghost? Like they are really just interfering with my horse. Sorry, not horse. My uh my effort in unlocking the stack. Then after I follow the ghost, they simply disappear. Interesting. Eh, let's just, yeah, let's do that. You know, this moose, sorry, not moose, this stag reminds me of, um, God, okay, Princess Mononoke. Ooh, ooh, such a shift in tone in music. Okay, everyone get back inside. Stay safe. I love this stable permit. Look at the character, look at the sprite. Oh my god, so cute. Also, the reason that Zamasu managed to become the whole planet Earth even after dying is cause the Dragon Balls that granted him the wish made him immortal, so even if his body died, his will to kill still exists. But now they fight his will, not Zamasu himself. Okay, okay, I understand. So what happens to the Earth after after Infinite Zamasu take over the Earth? Interesting. You've never seen Princess Mononoke? You've only watched Mononoke. Wait, what? What do you mean by that, Santa? You can show me a 3-minute video you found if you want. Oh, if I want. Oh, sure. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Okay, lady. I get it. I get it. What more do you want? Lady, what do you mean? What the hell? That's it? Mononoke is older anime, completely unrelated to Princess Mononoke. Oh, I've never seen that. Okay, okay. You learn something new. Okay. Is it about okay, without spoiling, can you tell me oh my god, you guys have a lot of coins, huh? Can you tell me a little bit about the anime? Oh, okay. It has a super cool art style. Tells about a mysterious medicine merchant or something like that. Can't recommend it enough. It enough. Okay, okay. I'll be sure to have a take. Ah, I'll be sure to take a look at it. So you sent it the video through Whisper? Is that it? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Okay. Uh, okay. I'll be sure to have a look then. Thank you for the recommendation then, Vigor. Just that if you Google Mononoke, results are all about the princess one. Okay. Yeah. Personally, I've only watched the princess one, but if you recommend the Mononoke anime, I'll be sure to have a look then. Do you have any specific date when the anime came out? Maybe that can help me to narrow down my search. Is it an 80s anime? I personally forgot which year the Princess Mononoke came out. Oh shoot. I, I have a lot of coins. Too much, some say. Okay, and after we destroyed the last bottle on the end of the pier, on this left side here, sorry, not left side, right side here, we should be able to build uh what we call a lighthouse, and then we can proceed on to the next island. And hopefully, fingers crossed that we did not mess things up. I would be so sad if I mess things up again for the second time. Should say for the third time. We already messed up in the first save file, so that we are on our second save file, and we already lose our crown. Interesting. It's not quite that old. 2004. Oh, okay. It's quite okay. Air quote recent. It's actually 2007. Oh, okay. It's yeah, it's quite recent actually. I would expect it to be somewhere in the 80s or at least 90s. Turns out it is much recent, much more recent. Can you post a few pictures? Yeah, yeah, I'm open. I'm open to the link. Nice. I'm so glad that that is over with. Yeah, 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 yeah. Nice. Still don't understand what is the function of the lighthouse. Is it just something to say that we already finished destroying most of the portals? I'm not even sure. And at this point, I think we can go. We can go to the next island without any regrets. Regrets. Okay, let's get back. Oh, I should unlock this, huh? Maybe after this night. Hey, ooh, okay. I just got. Oh, oh my God, yes. The art, the artwork looks great. Oh my God. Okay. Yo, okay. It's kind of like traditional Japanese art. I, I think they are heavily inspired by the. I forgot the era of that painting. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. I'll have to definitely. I have to look into that anime. Looks interesting. Okay, Grandma. Let's go. You gotta go. Okay. Thank you for dropping by and for illuminating me about Dragon Ball lore. I'll see you later, okay, Vigor? Goodbye. Every single frame of the anime is like a painting in of itself. Ooh, okay. I'll definitely have to take a look because it really looks interesting. Hey. Okay, so let's go to the second island then. Sorry, this is the second island. We should be going to the third island. Okay, okay. Is everyone going here? Okay. Okay, Kayako, let's go. Nice. Is Kayako not coming? Hello? Okay. Okay, so we managed to unlock everything in the second island. Interesting. And now it's up for us to go into the third island. And let's see if we can do some sort of progress. Whew. So scared. Hello? You better take care of that lady, okay? That lady is a national treasure. Okay, let's expand. Okay, so we only have one knight on this side, which mean our main priorities should be the one on the left. At least that's what I think it's going to be. Oh my god, we have a lot of coins. We have a lot. Let's hire these people. Nice. Expand this side. Whoop. I almost make a mistake there. Oh. Okay. They are very close to each other, huh? Interesting. Oh my god, it's almost nighttime. Okay, Kayako, which side is the monster going to come? So we have a lot more troops on the left side, so I'm guessing there's something of interest there compared to the one that is on the right side here. Interesting. Okay. Whoops. Okay, okay. A new day. Second day in this new island. I'm looking for somewhere that allows me to expand this side. Okay, I see it. Okay. Hmm. I should be upgrading the main fortress. Okay. At least let's have some basic protection up. Nothing. Okay. You guys are not doing anything on this side just yet. So let's have some deforestation action. Let's destroy some of this forest so that I can profit from the land like a true capitalist would. Nice. All these trees can be sold as lumber. Oh yeah, bamboo. This is totally unrelated, right? Uh, I love bamboo fiber. They are so absorbent and also much more soft. But then again, they are quite expensive, but totally worth it. I have one for my face towel and for my bath towel. Both are really good. Interesting, interesting. Okay, okay. Third day. Interesting. So I'm guessing the forest would keep on recede until this side of the game. Okay. That should be enough area for our archers to we have a place. We have a place to create farm. Nice. Okay, let's up. Should I? Yeah, I should. Interesting, interesting. Can you imagine living in this setting where the normal citizen have enough money but they don't feed the homeless people that is in the camp, that is in the outskirt of the castle walls. Apparently we have some uninterested citizen in our kingdom, huh? I just keep on babbling. Also, fun fact about me, when my brain is like not running at 100%, I tend to talk talk randomly at things that I don't know. It's like my brain cell is firing to spend the last of its energy and then force my brain to shut off. That usually happens. Unimaginable. Yeah, right? These people have some money, but they didn't help these people. How dare they? Ooh. Okay. So we can't expand that side just yet. So I should reinforce this wall then. Nice. Okay, we are on day 4. We should encounter a blood moon sooner or later. So my plan here is to... Actually, I don't know. Have a prairie so that our kingdom citizen can hunt. We have the nearest portal here. 2 homeless dude. A gemstone. Gemstone chest. Another one of this camp. 2. Oh. So there's only 2. Okay. So there's only 2 portals, small portals, that is on the left side. I'm guessing the one that is on the right has quite a lot of challenges. So, but we'll just have to see then. Okay, okay. Should I unlock the castle wall? We have enough coins? Ooh, okay. Okay. More archers is good. You can never have too much archers. Also, if everyone here that hasn't been drinking water, take a hydration break, okay? Like I am right now. Water is so fresh. Okay, nice. Okay, just in time. Just in time for it to finish. Okay, should have some. Nice. Nice shot. Whoop. Okay. Okay. So we have three portals on the left side. I should be exploring what's on the right side then. I already forgot my own agendas. So there's this dude that we can hire. I think there's a treasure chest, a gemstone chest, a builder statue. Hmm. Thing. Okay. Let's see. The silhouette there is supposed to be the baker? I'm not even sure. Another set of portals, another treasure chest. Okay, let's have a break. Have a break. Have a rat for your griffin. Man, it's so far away to get anywhere in this game. Man, where is the horse? So there's three portals. A war horse. Shoot, okay. Wait. So war horse require two gemstone. Okay. So since we are already at the end. Okay. Shoot, okay. Uh uh oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay. I can do this. I'm gonna gamble. Gonna gamble and take out the saving that is in this jam loaded chest. Oh man, it's already nighttime. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's nice. Okay, whatever. I am not taking any chances, so let's go back into our camp, Kayako, and let's build the stable. Oh shoot. Oh no, 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 no. No, come on. God, you know what? That's on me. Well, rip. Defeat is the experience of loss and the empowerment of beginning anew. No crown, no king. wait. Oh. Oh, okay. So you, okay. I see how it is. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so yeah, I basically have to start from scratch. Interesting. I still don't know what is this. What is this? This is the war horse. This is the, I'm guessing, the baker hermit. This is the statue, something statue. Build a statue. Still don't understand. I don't know which one is this. We went to the end of both sides, this third island, and I still don't know which one is that. But interesting, interesting. Hmm. Um, do you guys have any coins? Okay, good. Let's have some builders. 3 to be exact. Well, the one thing that I like is that even though we have to start from scratch, meaning from day one, we are not entirely starting from scratch, right? So there's that. We still have our samurai. I'm guessing I am a little bit over ambitious in the previous run. That's okay. You learn, you lose some, you win some, right? Okay, let's do this. Still didn't have the time to send my controller to a repair shop to fix the drift. I can I can open up my controller and fix it myself, but I am not not that gifted in doing such small and, dare I say, finicky repairs on electronics. Too much of a hassle for me to do it myself. We have people that are unemployed. No? Okay. Oh, right. I keep forgetting that this is the first night. First night is basically like baby's first. I just got an achievement by the 10th day. Interesting. Let's get one more builders. still not entirely sure what I needed to do. Wait, yeah, we never destroyed any of the portal. We just have. Oh God, I got scared for a moment. I thought these guys are literally the gridlings, but it's not. Okay. And the irony part of the game is that I lost my crown at the same island I lost in the first monarch of the Shogun run of this game. All because I am greedy with my decisions. But it's okay. We'll try to do something new. I want to explore, but I am too afraid. Also, I don't think we are able to do anything at all in the first island. Can get the oh gosh, why is it lagging? what is it again? I wanted to unlock the griffin, but I don't think we can do so until we got some gemstone. Interesting. Oh gosh, okay. It's 4 a.m. where I am, and I basically have work that I need to attend to. So I think I'm gonna call it a day for now. I, yeah, even though I am 15 minutes late to the stream, mm, but at least we had some sort of progress. And all that progress is down the drain because we basically have to start all over again. But you win some, you lose some. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. A day. The day. Eh, I'm gonna call it a day and end the stream here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Santa, for giving me such a wonderful anime for me to have a look. It really is interesting from what little I've seen. And also, thank you to Vigor for explaining the lore for Dragon Balls Legend and Dragon Balls in general. I really do appreciate it, and they are very interesting. So, um, yeah, I also want to apologize for yesterday for not being able to stream. Life gets in the way, so I'll try to stream as much as possible, but sometimes life gets in the way and I am not able to stream. Eh, that's okay. Uh yeah, I am way behind on my VODs upload on YouTube. So if you are watching this on YouTube, I want to say I am so sorry for the late upload. Even though it shouldn't take this long, I'm not doing any kind of editing to the video or to the VODs. So yeah, life gets in the way. So I'll try my best to upload it as soon as possible, but sometimes I literally, after this stream, I literally have to shut down my PC and then go to attend my work. So yeah, I don't have enough time for me to do anything. But yeah, I really do appreciate all of the nice comment I receive on YouTube. And yeah, that's all I can say. I really do appreciate y'all kind words, and I want to say thank you so much for watching. That's it. Even though I am still learning the ropes on how streaming works. Oh man, in April, I think late April, I am gonna be streaming on Twitch for a year. It's one year anniversary, and to be honest, I don't think I'm gonna do anything special this time around because I have a lot of work to do. Uh, and the special project that I wanted to do for my channel got delayed over and over again. That basically I didn't have the time to do it. But I'm pretty sure that it should be ready by summer? Question mark. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But that's it. That's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, this is. Let me just show. Yeah, because this is the new schedule. I already forgot. It should be. Yeah, Thursday, yesterday. But so tomorrow it is on 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. UTC plus 8, or 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I guess that's it. That's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Goodbye.